Reimagined Kaupiak Sen, crispy pork belly, my mom's bong, and a very special item are some ingredients to give this original spicy Lao rice cake dish its amazing taste. Sabaydi Pinong, hi fam, my name is Saeng and I'm doing a special episode for Laos in the House for their special project called Sukapop Sap. For this project, they asked for a dish of reinvention from your childhood, and I decided to reimagine Kaupiak Sen, bong, and also my Wisconsin experience and put that all into one dish, so you'll see soon what I mean by that. So I'm going to show you how to make Lao rice cakes with pork belly through my lens. So let's get started. For this dish, there are three parts to it. First, you want to make the broth. Second, you want to make the rice cakes. And third, you want to put everything together. So let's start on how to make the broth. So I'm going to show you how to make my typical broth that I use for a lot of different dishes. To make the broth, we're going to first boil the bones for 10 minutes, and this is going to help get the coagulated blood out and all that extra gunk out of the bones. And so by the end, we'll have a very clear broth that we're going to be using for this dish. After the 10 minutes are over, take the bones right on out, and then we're gonna grab the Instant Pot or a pressure cooker, whatever you have available. It's gonna speed up this recipe quite a bit. In a large pot, add your vegetable oil, and then your halved onion, slices of ginger, and your crushed garlic, and you're gonna saute that until it's all lightly golden. Now go ahead and add the water, the boiled bones, salt, and fish sauce. And for this Instant Pot, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it. Gonna leave it on high pressure for 30 minutes. After those 30 minutes, you're gonna leave it just to sit there for 15, and then you're gonna do the release. And that's how you make your broth. You're gonna have a little extra, but a little extra just in case if you want your dish to be a little bit more soupy. Once your pot is done, go ahead and put it through a strainer and get all those onions and bones out so you just have a clear broth to work with. Now we're gonna work on the rice cakes. So these rice cakes, if you've made Kaupiak Sen tapioca rice noodles, it's the same ingredients but a different method of making it. In a large bowl, go ahead and put your rice flour, your tapioca flour in, and you wanna whisk that together. With the boiling water, go ahead and put that into your flour mixture and mix it well. It's gonna happen pretty fast, but you'll be able to put your hand in soon and be able to really knead it well. This is timed because if you knead very slow, the water's gonna evaporate and you're gonna get really crumbly rice cakes. So you wanna be fast at this. So go ahead and start kneading it really well, putting all that flour mixture together. And then once you finish kneading, you're gonna roll it into a really large noodle or long tube. Go ahead and cut this long noodle in very thin slices. You're gonna get really thin rice cakes. You can go ahead and grab some extra flour and dust it on top so nothing sticks, and then we're gonna put that onto the side. Okay, y'all, we are almost done. The last part is putting all these different items together. With the pork belly that you diced up earlier, go ahead and saute that on high for about 5 or so minutes until both sides are really crispy. So this is gonna take some patience, but you wanna stand by your skillet and make sure that the pork belly doesn't burn. You don't need extra oil because the pork belly is so fatty, so a lot of that is gonna render out of your pork. Once both sides of the pork belly is very crispy, go ahead and take all that pork belly out and you see all that extra rendered fat. That's great, that's a lot of flavor. So we're gonna keep that in there, but you wanna be very careful when you add your 2 cups of pork broth right in because it could splash just like this. So we're gonna add that very carefully right into the skillet, get back to a rolling boil. And now I have my mom's special bong I'm gonna put right in there, but whatever bong you can find, use that. Now I'm gonna mix the bong and the broth together to make sure that it's thoroughly mixed well. You wanna grab the rice cakes that we made earlier and go ahead and put all the rice cakes right on into the skillet. And then also grab the crispy pork belly and put that right in there and mix it well. Now you wanna cover this and turn it down on low for about 5 minutes and just let the rice cakes cook off, and all that pork belly is gonna continue cooking in your skillet. You want to open it up, and it's going to look fairly thin when it comes to the liquid, but I like my stews or soups somewhat thick. I'm going to grab my rice flour and mix it in with that additional liquid in there, and you're going to let that cook off for 2 minutes. Now I'm going to add the special ingredient. It is mozzarella. I grew up eating mozzarella in Wisconsin, and I love cheese. And this mozzarella actually adds quite a bit of texture and balance to this dish because it's so spicy from the bong. So the mozzarella is just gonna melt into it and give you that really nice balance of spice, sweet, and also fattiness that you want with this kind of dish. Once the mozzarella is in there, go ahead and put the lid right back on. Your heat should be on low and cook that for another 3 minutes. All right, the food is done, y'all. So I'm gonna open up the lid and go ahead and garnish it with green onions. And you should be able to see this thick soup bubble through the mozzarella. That means it's ready to be eaten with all your family and friends that love Lao food, that love cheese. I'm down here because I wanted to give you all a close-up of these Lao rice cakes with pork belly. So let's take a look. Oh man, look at that. Look at the bubble, the sizzle. I'm down to dig all this in. Oh, look at that pork. Now this is what I call my Lao American Wisconsin experience. That gooey cheese with the chewiness of the rice cakes and crispiness of the pork belly is a perfect combo, and you can't go wrong with this. I chose this recipe because I loved eating Lao food as a kid and also loved eating cheeses as a kid. So I wanted to bring those two worlds together and show them that it's possible to eat cheese and Lao food together. It was a delicious dish. I hope you all try making it at home. And go ahead and follow Laos in the House and check out the other people's original reinvention of their childhood dishes through the Sukapop Sap project. And I will talk to you all another time. All right, bye.